Vanessa, for someone who's got a lot of experience working in senior levels in corporate organisations, major investment banks, what would your advice be to anyone who wants to network into, build relationships with, and ultimately sell to organisations of that nature?
I think first of all, with the fundamentals, you need to obviously build the relationship, and I think that's kind of 101. So where do you find these individuals? I wouldn't necessarily target large networking events, because if we assume that those individuals are there, you've got to assume that everyone that wants to sell to them are also there. So I'd be looking at much kind of smaller niche events where I can go and perhaps build a conversation with these individuals. The nature of the person that I am, and something I advise my mentees, is you always open the conversation with what you can offer to the individual. I think that's a good start. I think there's also a thing that you have to consider, that it's a long game building these relationships. So you're not going to meet someone, take them out for lunch. I mean, again, this is basics, and all of a sudden they're going to buy from you. They want to hear from people that have sold from you and stuff like that. So I think be in it for the long game. See what you can do for them and expect absolutely zero in return. Connect them. Remember, these are individuals, they're not just buyers of services. They've probably got their own agenda in terms of what they want to learn, people that they want to connect to, and it may not necessarily be to do with their corporate life. So be interested in them as individuals, and how can you help them kind of achieve their aspirations and build that relationship, so that that you can eventually kind of start to put your services more in there, or your product, or whatever it may be. So again, I think look for the smaller, more niche kind of networking events that are going on. The ones that don't tend to be advertised everywhere tend to be the best. Charity events are always good. There's always kind of corporate people at charity events. I've met lots of different corporates through there. Again, obviously you're there from a charity perspective, but you've met the individuals, there's nothing wrong with you following up afterwards. So again, and I think it's that quick follow-up as well, and it's and if you could say something, you meet them at the networking event, it's honouring that commitment and making sure you do it.
And what if you connect with someone from a company that you want to do business with? They might be in a senior position, but they're not the decision maker in your area.
I think one of the things, and again, not to plug the book, but I mentioned this in Heels of Steel, it's about asking. And from a female perspective, I think we're predominantly bad at asking. We feel we need to have met someone 10 times before we'd ask them a favour. I think it's perfectly acceptable to say, look, I know we met and I know you're not the right person, but can you just point me in the right direction? I think it's very much to do if you're doing that by email, the tone of your email, or, if you're bombarding someone by the phone, to get that contact name. If you meet up with that person again, it's quite easy just to say, can you just give me the contact of someone that I can talk to, and if you could do me a joint intro email, that would be great. I think there's nothing like going in cold, so-and-so gave me your name, versus the email where that actual individual introduces you, because it's not necessarily an endorsement, but they think enough of you to kind of forward on that email. So again, it's quite a good in.
Brilliant, thank you very much.